Oh, Marco, 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 where art thou, Rubio, 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 Rubio? Marco Rubio slams travel to Cuba and questions the Cuban Adjustment Act. Marco Rubio really doesn't want you to go to Cuba. The American senator from South Florida gave U.S. travelers gave U.S. travelers to the communist island a tongue lashing in a speech before the Cuban Democracy PAC last week. Let's take a listen.
So some of these trips that are traveling to Cuba, Lord God bless them, I know they mean well. But I have people come to me all the time and say, oh, I went to Cuba, what a beautiful place. I feel so bad for the people. Cuba's not a zoo where you pay an admission ticket, you go in, you get to watch people living in cages to see how they're suffering. Cuba's not a field trip. I don't take that stuff lightly. You just went to Cuba, and to fulfill your curiosity, which I could have told you about, you come see me for 5 minutes. You left thousands of dollars in the hand of a government that uses that money to control these people that you feel sorry for.
So this is the part of the quote, the part of that speech that I want to go back to, where he says, "I could have told you about it if you had come and see me for 5 minutes." What would Marco Rubio really tell you? The truth is Marco Rubio has never been to Cuba. Well, I take that back. He's been to Cuba once, to Guantanamo, the U.S. base at the edge of the island. Marco Rubio has never once been to Havana, never once been to any other part of Cuba besides the U.S.-owned part of Cuba, i.e., Marco Rubio can't tell you jack about what's happening in Cuba, which makes this story absolutely and positively ironic. Additionally, for the record, the people in Cuba have some really, really good health care. So much so that their health care was featured on the documentary made by Mike Morsicca, where he talked about people going to Cuba to get they're having healthcare breakthroughs, miraculous genetical recoveries. People are going there to get healed of cancer and various diseases. Oh, Cuba, people in cages. Listen, I don't support communism whatsoever. I don't support the Castro regime. But I will say that I think Marco Rubio, for the fact that, one, he's never been to Cuba, neither have I, so I can't speak to how Cuba looks or how the people in Cuba are. But the research tells you, or what everybody tells you is, well, the documentary Sicko tells you that the people in Cuba have better health care than some people in America. Point blank, period. And if Marco Rubio and Paul Ryan have their way, then a good majority of Americans, right? You put those pieces together and you realize that besides the fact that Marco Rubio's parents immigrated here from Cuba, he really knows nothing about the country whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. He's just speaking out of turn. Doesn't know anything. But you know what? He's the future hope of the Republican Party. What a way to put your hope, Republicans, in a guy who claims he'll tell you about Cuba when he's never been to Cuba. That sounds reminiscent. It reminds me of somebody. Yeah, his name is Mitt Romney, who would tell you, well, if he was true, he would tell you about what he thought the 45% was. But they just think they could make things up in their head, and they think it's true. Probably, but it's definitely not true, Marco. Go to Cuba first before you criticize people who go to Cuba. It's just that simple. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube page by clicking the button below.